Good evening. So let me start the chapter describing what this person's house looks like. So this chapter will just focus on 1 month, 1 month's events. So yeah, give me feedback if you like this style. If you're like, nah, I just want you to blitz through the events. Okay, so New Year's Day, January chapter 49, January 2013, was on a Tuesday that year. As was their annual tradition, Erica and Michael joined Chiaki at her parents' home in San Francisco. From the outside, you can see that's a two-story home. Um, on the ground floor, there's a two-door main entrance on your left, a one-car garage on your right. The walls on the ground floor are covered in natural brick, while the upper floors have extra large windows surrounded by concrete walls. From the front entrance, you go to the front entrance, you see the hardwood flooring. There's skylights throughout both floors. There's stairs in front of you. To the right is the door to the garage. Between them is a narrow hallway. To your left, under the stairs, is a mudroom to store outside clothes and soiled shoes. The hallway opens up into a small kitchen. The kitchen has a sink with quartz countertops, cabinets underneath. To your left, you see a built-in vent, microwave oven. Directly below that, you see an electric range with cabinet doors that opens into an oven. The countertop is a couple leafy plants in two separate ceramic vases. To your right, you enter the living room. On your right wall, there's a door to the garage. The living room has hardwood flooring. There's a couch, coffee table with a rug underneath. There's two large leafy plants on either side of the couch. In the hallway between the kitchen and the living room, you will see a hallway with a desk and a table. There's a hanging picture with a large leafy green plant in a ceramic vase. In front of the living room, you see a dining room. The dining room has a small table with two chairs. There's a couple of paintings on the wall. On the other side of the room, you'll see a small table with two small plants in a ceramic vase. Off to the side, you see a large plant in large planter spot. The wall on the other side of the living room is a slide glass door. When you look toward the garage, you see a door. The door leads into a bathroom. The bathroom has a sink, bidet, and shower room. Between the kitchen and the outside patio, you see a single bedroom. The bedroom has a twin-sized bed, nightstand with a lamp, painting on the wall behind the bed, and two large plants on either side of a sliding glass door. And you look toward the kitchen, you see a second bathroom with a sink, bidet, and shower. To the right of the door of the bathroom, you see a walk-in closet. When you go through the double doors, you see a staircase going up to the second floor. Directly in front of you, you see steps leading up to the outdoor furniture. On your right, small garden on your left. Directly in front of you, you see a small building that can be used as a small office or a grand unit. Going back to the front door, you go up the stairs. In front of you, you see a hallway with a rug on the hardwood floor. To your right, you see a small bench with a pillow and a small plant in a ceramic vase. In front of the bench are two bedrooms. The bedroom to your right has three large windows. The room has a twin-sized bed and walk-in closet. The wall has three small paintings on one wall, one large painting on the opposite side wall. There are two chairs in this room. The other room has a king-size bed, bathroom with a sink, bidet, and a shower. The bedroom also has three large windows and a nightstand with a lamp on either side of the bed. The furniture is on top of an oversized rug. On the wall directly above the bed, there's a painting. On the other wall, on the other side of the room, is a walk-in closet. When you turn 180 degrees in the opposite direction, there's a third bedroom on your right. The room has a twin-sized bed, two nightstands with lamp on top of each, a small painting below the bed, directly behind the bed, a large painting on the wall to the right of the bed. There's a chair by the door, and a small plant in a ceramic vase to the left of the left nightstand. Directly in front of this room is a bathroom with a sink, bidet, and bathtub. Between the bedrooms and the upper deck, there's a large kitchen to your right, large living room directly in front of you. The kitchen has a large refrigerator with two doors on top, two freezer doors on the bottom. The kitchen countertop is made of quartz. In the center, you see another countertop that doubles as a bar with three bar stools next to it. Along the wall, you see a kitchen sink, wooden cabinets. In front of you, you see an oven, arranged combo with a vent fan directly above it. Between the kitchen and the upper um, deck, there's a large wooden dining room table with 6 chairs. Along the walls, additional cabinets. The upper cabinet houses Asian decorations such as a paper fan, ceramic vases. The middle area houses a countertop with some books, a couple of plants, and a ceramic vase. The bottom houses additional cabinets. To the right of the double doors is a painting. On the wall, opposite the dining area, is the living room. The living room has a couch, coffee table, electric fireplace, cabinet that houses the television set. Directly above the cabinet is a plant, a ceramic vase, and a painting. On the opposite wall is another painting with a medium plant and a ceramic vase under it. The coffee table has a small plant in a vase. When you walk through the double doors, you will see outdoor furniture with a table and 2 chairs. A staircase takes you to the ground floor patio. Um, this time, Michael's parents joined Erica and Michael in celebrating the New Year. After they prepared the meal, Chucky's parents and Michael's parents made an important announcement. With their children grown, it doesn't make sense to live in such a big house. As a result, Chucky's parents and Michael's parents have decided to buy some land with Maria's parents. They have there's 1 acre of land in Brisbane, California. They will make certain to not impose upon their adult children, so they will live on the other side of the town. Similar to their children's gated community, they will create their own gated community. Each house will have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. They will have their own community garden with fruit trees, vegetable garden, Japanese style garden as well. If everything goes to plan, they will move in sometime next year. So that would be like 2014. At this time, their adult children congratulate them, wish them only the very best in the next venture. Side note, when Erica returned to the duplex in Brisbane, she saw that they were spending over $2,000 annually in property taxes. It made sense. They have been living there since the 1960s. And when they bought the home, it cost less than $100,000 in today's housing market. But today, in 2013 housing market, they would be able to sell it for easily above $1 million. They would be able to set aside the profit toward semi-retirement. Moreover, with all their children outside the home, it made sense for them to downsize to save money. Plus, Erica couldn't imagine how much time they spent each week cleaning both floors and outdoors as well. After they said itadakimasu, they went to either the downstairs dining room, upstairs dining room, or outdoors to eat their meal. For Erica, this was bittersweet. She looked forward to celebrating the New Year in this home. However, she realized that it's not realistic to expect 2 semi-retired people to stay in an expensive neighborhood. Moreover, this will give them new neighbors to help them start their new journey together. Also, Maria will continue to need extra support taking care of her daughter who had major surgery the year before, so moving into an affordable part of the Bay Area made sense. In addition, they would still be able to go to San Francisco because it's the next town. And they will still be within driving distance to their children, so more on that later. To celebrate the New Year, each person broke apart a set of unopened new chopsticks to give rest to the woman. They ate preserved food. Kuromame is a sweet black soybeans that symbolize good health and the ability to work in the new year. Tazukuri, candied sardines glazed in soy sauce, emiri, represent the bountiful harvest. Tatemaki is a sweet rolled omelet made with fish paste, symbolizing a wish for scholarship and learning. Kuri kinton is a golden mash of sweet potatoes and chestnuts that symbolizes a long life, or symbolizes wealth and financial fortune. Ebi is simmered prawns, which are cooked until they're curled to symbolize long life. Kohaku kamaboko is red and white fish cakes. Some of you probably are familiar with those in terms of Naruto Shippuden. So the colors symbolize celebration, good luck, and protection from evil spirits. kobumaki. They're rolled kelp bundles that are often stuffed with fish such as salmon, representing a wish for happiness. They also had a bowl of ozoni, which is a clear or miso-based broth with mochi, which is pounded rice cakes, and seasonal vegetables. After they prayed for Maria's daughter to have a speedy and complete recovery, each person took turns talking about their own wishes for the new year. They started with Alex and Chiaki. 2013 is a pivotal year. Uh, with California legalizing same-sex marriage that June, they will start preparing for their wedding. However, they don't want to be hit with a marriage penalty in the middle of the year, so they will have the civil ceremony next January, and then they will have the wedding in June. So that's going to be June 2014. Plus, once marriages become legal, that a whole bunch of people are going to cram into City Hall. So it would be better if they give it 6 months, let all that hype die down, and then January they'll have a quiet civil ceremony. So side note, Devin and Yennefer decided to do the same. Since people will finally be able to get married in California, Erica and Michael also decided to have their California wedding at that time. Alex co-owns an event planning business in San Francisco, so he offered to make this a triple wedding to be held sometime in June 2014. That's what Robert wrote down. Much to everyone's relief, all parties agreed to this arrangement, because otherwise, if you have 3 separate weddings, each wedding costs over $10,000. Whereas if you have a combined wedding, they can split the cost among the 3 couples. So that would make better sense. Erica and Michael's wish for the New Year's continued success in their career as senior staff members of the clinic, studio, adaptive fitness center, respectively. After the last person stated their wish for the new year, they broke off into separate groups, engaged in small talk for the rest of the day. Erica and Michael boarded Kamali with Kim and Richard. They excused themselves early. As soon as they returned home, Erica gave Kamali her dinner. After she did her business outside, Erica cleaned up. At this time, they took a long hot bath. They cuddled on the couch. Erica seemed to sense tension in the air. So she started the conversation. She said that it ceases to measure the difference between gay couples and straight couples. When straight couples fight and gets a divorce, they don't want to speak to each other. They don't want to have anything to do with each other. However, with gay couple fights, later on they make up, they stay together, and with their parents. She knows her mother doesn't want to get remarried. She gave her father numerous chances to redeem herself. However, she knows he won't change. On the other hand, Alex and Chiaki had a huge falling out when her trans surgery got cancelled. They separated for several months. Not only did they get back together, they're getting married. So he nodded. After she took a deep breath, she looked at his eyes, carefully thought through what she's going to say. She said that she thought that she can do a better job. However, she recognized that she did make some mistakes during their friendship and marriage. It's a lot more difficult with the stresses of modern life, plus they're forcing a non-traditional lifestyle with a marriage that's supposed to be traditional. She grew up seeing what can go wrong when the husband has all the power. On the other hand, growing up in this country, she sees what's going on with wives having all the power. She said that she wants him to take more of a leadership position. That being said, because it's obvious he sees exactly what's going on, and he has a better idea how they can live. So after he thought about it for a while, he agreed to be more assertive and make more decisions. That being said, he will go to a travel agency. He will put together their itinerary for the trip to Japan that summer. He carefully thought through the message he needs to relay from his parents. He said that his parents appreciate the paintings that they bought as a thank you for everything they have done to help them. However, since they're moving to a much smaller house, they request no more paintings, please. So she agreed. Okay. So he breathed a sigh of relief. So he smiled gently. He's like, So finally, she said that she would like to try a new recipe on their birthday. When he asked for the recipe, she looked at him. He feigned ignorance. She acquiesced and gave him the recipe for Italian rum cake. So he immediately took it to his personal room. She pretended to give him a suspicious look. He giggled. The next morning, he got up first. He took a quick shower, went downstairs to make breakfast. By that time, she woke up, took a quick shower. She went downstairs to help him pack their bento boxes, their lunch boxes. Since Shaki's mother made extra food for the New Year's Day feast, it was easy to pack their lunches. After she took care of Kamali's needs, she went outside to do her business. Erica washed her hands. Once they finished eating breakfast, they stopped by the county of San Mateo's assessor's office to pay their property tax. Next, Erica drove them to the workplace in San Francisco with Kamali and the pet carrier in the back seat. At the clinic, they started with a meeting with Maria's husband, Yavin Shaw, and her daughter, Erin Shaw. The senior nurse practitioner, Ellie Murphy Wang, took the lead. 1986, Maria was the first person they sent to the former West Germany to help team of surgeons figure out what's going on. She was diagnosed with endometriosis. The following year, they sent her mother, Maria's mother, who had stage 3. In 1989, they met Kim, formerly Akemi Ohara. By then, Peter realized that his intuition could tell which person has endometriosis. By that time, she became a naturalized citizen, changed her name to Kim Ohara. She had surgery in the former West Germany as well, was diagnosed with endometriosis. In 1993, she and Peter got married, joined this clinic. The clinic started in 1990 with Eileen, the senior nurse practitioner who was talking, Shannon Murphy Cruz, the acupuncturist, Dr. Anselmo Elmo Cruz, allergy and asthma specialist, and Tomas Murphy, environmental medicine specialist. Their focus was to treat endometriosis patients without prescription medicine and surgery. In 1999, Eriko, now Erika Mizushima Hashimoto, met Kim and Peter. Without knowing anything about the condition, they took a leap of faith, had her get an MRI scan. Much to everyone's surprise, the scan revealed that she has endometriosis, even though Western medicine is adamant that surgery is the only way to diagnose. And moving forward, they're having each person who might have endometriosis get an MRI scan before they have the surgery, so that way they know they have the whole picture of what's going on. So since Erin is a member of their extended family, they took a cautious approach. So rather than push surgery from the beginning, they needed Erin's input on what they could have done differently, since she was diagnosed with stage 4 at age 18 years. So Erin took a deep breath. She carefully thought through what she was going to say. She started by saying it's an ethical issue regarding having a minor get surgery because parents are the ones who must give informed consent on behalf of their child. So she does appreciate the fact that they respected her parents' wishes. Also, her father is a DES grandson, grandson, so that may or may not have accelerated the disease process. Plus, her aunt on her father's side also has endometriosis and had an ectopic pregnancy. So as a result, Eric does not think having surgery would have made much of a difference. So she doesn't have any quarrel with her parents or the staff at this clinic. For now, she will hold off on having any more surgeries. Instead, she will focus on recovering from her first surgery. Granted, if she has a medical emergency, such as a car accident or a ruptured appendix, she will consent to another surgery. So once Eileen thanked Erin and her parents for coming, they would take her input to heart, and Kim escorted them back to the front lobby area. Then they continued with the regular staff meeting. At this time, Eileen talked about her next research project. She's going to write her next journal article about Erin's case. Her goal is to get it published that summer. Then Eileen gave Erica the floor. Erica first thanked them for helping her get through mourning the loss of her grandmother and adjusting the staff schedule around her trips to Japan. She did finish writing her next research article and is in the process of getting published. She would like to spend this year focused on going to local schools, teach her students about health education, and by the end of this year, she will consider working on the next research project. After the rest of the staff talked about what they're planning to do that year, they concluded the meeting. After the meeting, Erica worked with Jamie, Kim, Sophia because all four of them are community health educators, to teach health education to local schools. She had her bento box lunch with Michael at their break room because the clinic and the adaptive fitness center is in the same building. When she finished her lunch, she went to the front lobby area. At the gift shop, she saw the 2011 edition of Our Bodies Ourselves. It was published around the time her grandmother passed. So Erica picked up a copy, paid for it at the front desk. That afternoon, she went to the studio. They started their afternoon with a staff meeting, and again, Marie's daughter, Erin, joined them. Jonathan Aaron had Erin start the meeting with her plans for the new year. This spring and summer semester, she will continue attending classes at the local community college, continue being an intern at the studio, and so she's focused on getting accepted to University of San Francisco, work on getting a bachelor's and master's degree in theater arts. She has started researching how Indigenous Californians treat members of their community called Two Spirits, and will work on a play based on them. Next, Jonathan gave the floor to Erica. Erica thanked them for, again, working their schedule around her trips to Japan, giving her the space she needs to process her grandmother's passing. This year, she would like to continue working on her play, getting ready to turn it into a feature-length film in a few years. After the rest of the staff talked about what they're planning to do, they concluded the meeting. So during the afternoon break, Eric commented to Erica, that the studio has a relaxed atmosphere. Erica nodded. When Aaron asked Erica whether or not Erica considered her getting a master's in theater arts, Erica said no. She's happy with 3 advanced degrees, so Aaron was not. Oh, she has 3 of them. So okay. So that evening, Erica and Michael showed the book that she had bought at the clinic. Starting that evening, they went over the book together. That Saturday, Erica and Michael went to the local travel agency. They put the itinerary together. She wrote a letter to her uncle regarding a trip to Japan, Hawaii that summer. On the way home, they went to a local fishing store to renew the fishing license. After they had lunch with Kamali at their home, they spent the afternoon with Alex, Jackie, Lisa, and her daughter Olivia harvesting sea urchins at the tide pools along the California coastline. On Sunday, Erica and Michael joined Alex and Jackie for services at the local Buddhist temple. Then they spent the rest of the day at Golden Gate Park with Kamali. At this time, they resumed playing pickleball. When the school resumed in the South Bay, Erica took a day off to offer scholarships to students. Not surprisingly, spoiler alert, Trey Satch Murphy Jr. earned another scholarship from Erica. At that time, she realized something about Ashley Hashimoto and Trey. Both of them are part African American and part Japanese American. Since Ashley's father and Michael are cousins, she surmised that her late mother was part African American. When they attended the Murphy Thanksgiving the previous year, Erica did notice that Trey's mother is Japanese American. Erica was not. On Erica's birthday, after work, Michael drove her to Costco. They renewed their membership, paid her all the home pet insurance just in case. She brought her defensive driving certificate so she could get a lower rate on her car insurance. Next, they went grocery shopping. After they got home, she noticed some activity inside the home. When she looked at Michael, he feigned ignorance. Upon opening the door, Alex, Jackie, Devin, and Yennefer wished her a happy birthday. It was just like old times when they were in college. She thanked them, went to the kitchen to put the groceries away. With Chucky taking the lead, Alex and Yennefer helped prepare Japanese foods at the table. At the time, Devin baked the Italian rum cake based on the recipe Erica gave Michael. After they set the table, they said "Itadakimasu." Then they ate dinner together. When they finished eating dinner, they watched the 2011 remake of the Three Musketeers. If you've never watched this film, I'm gonna link it in the description box below. There's so many different versions of this film, and obviously the first one you watch is the one that you compare every other film to it. Also, I did watch a television show remotely based on the Three Musketeers story, and the movie was made in, I think, Canada and United States. They did a collab. Sadly, that television show only had 13 episodes, and since there weren't enough people watching the TV show, they stopped after 13 episodes. They gave up. So So that's one. That's another one that I also watched. So anyway, if you, I highly recommend watching the 2011. So type, Google it, the Three Musketeers 2011 film. It should take you to this one. The name of the actor, you could type it in. And apologies if I mispronounce his name. I'm not as good with names. So when Erica saw Matthew McFadgen, she immediately recognized him in the original version of the film Death at the Funeral. And Michael nodded. After they watched this film, Erica wondered aloud whether or not they would consider making a sequel. As of 2025, they have not made a sequel. Sad. He nodded. Anyway, she wanted to know what other films he starred in. So Matthew McFadgen. The following day, they watched because her birthday's on Thursday, so the next day is Friday. So Friday night, what was there to do? So following day, Friday, they watched 2005 film Pride and Prejudice. So that's another film I highly recommend. There's so many versions of the movie Pride and Prejudice. The first one that I watched, I really, really loved it. This one, I compared them like, it's it's good, but it's not as good as the first one that I watched, sadly. But yeah, watch this one too. 2005, Pride and Prejudice, starring Matthew McFadgen. Since Erica missed all the films that aired in 2012, they spent the rest of the spring watching them on the Friday evening after they made dinner together. So it's just like old times now. Back in the college days when they were, hey, what should we do on Friday night? Let's make dinner together and then let's watch a film. So all of this gave them a chance. There's two reasons for this. Why are they all of a sudden spending so much time together? Well, this also gave them a chance to hash out details of the June 2014 triple wedding. The obvious choice is San Francisco, obviously because all of them live near San Francisco, and they got family members, friends in San Francisco. Plus, San Francisco, you got the international airport just south of them, so that would bring in the most people from California, England, Japan, Hawaii. However, Alex and Chiaki are part indigenous Californian from the Monterey Bay area, so they carefully asked Devin, Erica, Michael, and Yennefer to consider that part of California instead. So Alex admitted, the downside of this, this will significantly reduce the number of people who would attend. Because if you had to choose between attending a wedding in San Francisco, California versus a rural part of California, which would you choose? Obviously, you're going to choose the big city, because airport is a lot easier, transportation, hotel, and meals is way easier in the big city than in the remote part of California. So Alex admitted this will significantly reduce the number of people who would attend. Moreover, however, Michael admitted that they already had the wedding in Japan, Hawaii. So, they already did the wedding in Japan, Hawaii. So most likely they're like, why would I want to attend this wedding? Like 2005, 2013. So 2014, 2005. I can't do the math. Oh, it's 9 years. 9 years separated. Wow. We had the wedding 9 years earlier. Why do I have to attend another one? Yeah, so most likely, they would decline the invitation. So one weekend, they all, went on their own cars, took a road trip out to the Monterey Bay area. And after each couple asked their family members and friends, they're on the phone, asking whether or not they would consider attending a wedding at Lovers Point in Pacific Grove. They came up with a small group of family friends who will attend. They decided that's where they'll have the triple wedding then. Since this will be a small group, they offered to pay for airfare, transportation, meals, and hotel for each person who RSVP'd. Okay. So as with these chapters. Give me your feedback. Do you like this approach? Going a little bit slower, going into more detail about what the um, what the place looks like, and I shall questions, comments, constructive criticisms, asking for clarifications. Let me know, and I shall see you next time. Take care.